So the smart contract is just basically an application that you deploy to the service, but instead of deploying your application to AWS or GCP infrastructure, which can decide to switch it off or to do anything with it, you deploy it to the blockchain, and then you interact with your application, not directly, not going to AWS, but instead you interact with the RPC nodes. And RPC nodes are your basically API service or API gateway or reverse proxy like Nginx, for example, which just knows how to route. It's a frontier of the service, and it just knows how to route the requests down to the application. And those applications, the serverless so-called application, a contract or app in here, it has its own local storage. It has we have some SDKs, and it can also interact with other applications that are alike and stored on the same blockchain, which allows us to be even more composable and build more apps, because your interface is now not the HTTP that could be not available at certain point. You actually are, the applications are internally communicating with each other through the protocol primitives, so-called cross-contract calls. But let's not go too deep into it, right? Back to the analogy, the serverless is the backend. So the contracts are basically backends,
Right.
with a mixture of a database and a compute, and you have a standardized API that you can expect to talk with your application. So you don't need to worry about REST versus RPC.